Well, hello. It's Tuesday and we're painting. We're painting in the middle of the day, which is different to what I normally do, but I'm here. We're going to paint. All right, just want to make sure that I am live in all the right places. Technology has been weird. Let's see. Yes, live on my page, live in my group. All right. You don't need a lot. You need acrylic paint. Hello, Stephanie. You need, I am just going to use phthalo blue, emerald green, some white paint. You need a bigger back brush for the background. You need a full bit or a medium size brush. It can be flat too. A medium size brush for maybe in there. And then you'll need a round. This is a size 6. If you have a smaller one, that's good too. But you don't need a lot. You need 3 colors. You need some kind of canvas. Some people paint on rocks. Other people paint on ceiling boards. I've seen all kinds of things. Some people paint their dressers. A canvas to paint on, brushes, 3 colors of paint, and you can choose any colors you want to. I'm going to guide you, and you're just going to have fun. It's just time to chill. No one's going to get hurt. It's just chill time. Joe Hill, morning sweetheart from Campbell River, Vancouver Island. Hello, and how are you? Ali is here from Southern Ontario. Welcome, welcome, the crazy cat lady. I love that name. Cindy is here. Allison is here. Say hi, where you from? Cheryl is here from Minnesota. Becky, Indiana, USA. K-Dog's in the house. Hello, Carson. How are you? So say hi, where you from? Who's painting with you? Have you had lunch yet? I just had pizza. So I'm sorry if there's pizza on my teeth. Hello, friend from Maine. Hello, hello. Hello from, is it Gatineau? I don't know. Quebec, Canada. That's all I'll say. Chilliwack, hi, Jessica. It's nice to see so many people on YouTube. So I'm live on YouTube and on Facebook. I heard from a lot of people that it's easier to put me on the big screen if I'm on YouTube. So there I am. Maybe I should go live on TikTok too. What do you guys think? Arizona is in the house. Tucson is in the house. My friend is heading out to Arizona this week. A whole family lives there. And her dad actually lives in Tucson. South Carolina, hello. Oregon is here. Texas, welcome, welcome. Surrey, BC. Carolyn, how are you? I am in Surrey, BC, Canada. And it's sunny out. I have been recording all morning and I'll be recording tomorrow too. I hope it's not the only 2 sunny days for the week because I need to be inside. I have lots of recordings to do. Let's see what the weather says. New Mexico is here. Victoria is here. Medicine Hat, Alberta. Welcome, Karen, Susan, Terry, Judy. All right. It's funny. It's sunny today, and then it rains for today. Friday and Saturday will be sunny. Nova Scotia. Hi, Kaylee. Snow here today, Becky, in Ohio. Are we done with snow yet? Central Oregon, Chrissy, Nevada, Reno, Nevada. Welcome, Robin. I am sick, but I'm going to try and paint this evening. There you go, Christy. I hope you feel better. Painting is great medicine. Don't drink it though, just paint with it. Good afternoon. Will this be available until Wednesday in the PM? My classes are available for 24 hours. So if it's Tuesday at 12, it will be available until Wednesday at 12. Snow in Canada, where are you, Eshel? It's sunny where I am. Winnipeg's not that lucky. They have a lot of snow happening. Hello, Janet. Cape Breton. It is cold here. Hi, Debbie. Lena is next to Ottawa and it is snowing also. Oh, thank you for painting it this time. I always miss you because of work. So happy now. Well, I'm glad to be here. So this week I'm at 12. Next week I'm at 12. And then the week after I'm back at 6 p.m. It's just I have events on Tuesdays that I need to attend. So now that the world is opening up, I'll have to move the sessions around. It can't be 6 p.m. all the time. But if you are a Paint Night at Home member, you can access the videos anytime. And this one is in the membership already. So if you can't paint today and still want to paint it, you can go check it out there. I'm going to start pouring paint because it's already 5 minutes in. Right, so you don't need a lot. You need white paint, you need blue, and you need green. I use a phthalo blue, and I use emerald green. And you can bring in purple if you want to. You can bring in pinks. You can bring in anything you want to. And we're going to start off by painting the whole canvas. So if you're painting outside, if you're lucky enough to be outside, I would give the canvas like a coat of water. Just wet the canvas a little bit. If it's really hot where you're painting or you're close to heating, I would give it just a little bit of water, just so that the paint don't dry that fast. Sunny and chilly. Donna, welcome, welcome. Dawson's Creek, BC today. Hi, Jessica. Hello from Burns, Oregon. Spitting snow here too. Yeah, we had odd snow little spells the last few days too. All right, so shall we start? Are you guys ready? 84 people online. I'm glad to see. I was worried. I didn't post events because I was waiting for dates. So I didn't post this one long in advance. So not a lot of people here. Hello, Deborah. All right, so bigger brush. You're going to start off with painting the background, and you'll see I kind of work in this direction. And I have blue and white, and I got little bits of green. If you look at the background there, there's some green there, blue and white, and you can make this as light or as dark as you want it to be. The thing with having it too light, your jellyfish is not going to stand out that much. So if you want it all subtle, you can do it really light and then your light little jellyfish on top. If you want it more vibrant, then go much darker and your jellyfish will pop more. You'll use more white paint. Cold and snowy in Pennsylvania. Wow. All right, so wet your brush. This is too far from me. I need it a little closer. Let's do this. There we go. My arms are not that long. So wet my brush, so in the water, and then just tap, tap on my towel. And then I'm going to go into lots of white paint and then add some blue to it. So I push down with my brush into the white paint, lots of white paint, push, push. And then I'm going to grab some blue paint. My blue paint goes really far, so I don't want too much on there. Take a deep breath in. Watch as the paint spreads onto the canvas and breathe while you do that. It's a great mindfulness activity. And this is how I start this painting. Kind of just drag it out. See how it's creating streaks like that? With the different colors, with all the paint on here. When I push a little harder, I'm going to reach the white paint there. And it'll go a little lighter. The more I move the brush, the more the colors will blend together. So if you like it streaky, then move on. Don't keep moving your brush there, because if I keep moving it, I'm going to lose those streaks. You can see how it's starting to disappear. Right, so move along, move out, move in. I'm picking up more blue. I'm picking up more white, just dragging my brush, going this way. Remember to wrap your picture around the sides if you have a box canvas like me, so you can actually just paint around the edges there. I'm still just using the blue and white. I might start picking up a little bit of green now. Go right to the bottom of your canvas. So nothing fancy, just drag out the brush. Don't forget to breathe. I'm going to go a little darker in this corner. And this is where I'm going to pick up a little bit of green. And this green, the emerald green, the blue and the white makes a beautiful turquoise kind of color. I don't know if you can see it there. See how pretty that is? So add in as much green as you want to. I'm adding more blue. Oh, I definitely need more white on my palette. Need more paint. I'm going to keep my brush strokes light, working away around. I'm going to fill up the middle here. You can have it as streaky or as blended as you want it to be. A little bit of water helped my paint spread a little further. Maybe a little green in the middle. How's it going with the backgrounds? Anyone doing a different background? Hello from Singo Island. Hi, Martina. Welcome, welcome. I watched a movie yesterday that was, I think it was called Our Ladies. It's about a bunch of girls that sing in Ireland, so which was pretty neat to watch. I don't think I finished it though. I love the accent. You want something like this. So don't rush if you're not there. I'll give you a few minutes. We want this to sit a little before we start painting our background. So see how I brought it all together here? Kind of just play with my brush. It's really flat. There's not a lot of paint on here. It's not a lot of texture. If you're new here, I speak English deliciously. The more you move your brush, the more the colors blend together, less movement, it will be more streaky. So if you find that it's not blending, use a little bit more paint, keep moving your brush, but you can see I don't have a lot of paint. You can still see the texture of the canvas. I don't want the canvas to show up though. A little bit of water will help spread the paint. And we'll let this sit a little bit. Wash your brush, give it a good dry. We have the heaviest snow of the winter in Alberta right now. So Alison, when does it stop snowing? Like when can you say this was the last snow? I remember we landed in Canada, in British Columbia, on the 22nd of March, 13 years ago. And I remember getting off the plane, walking out, and the doors at the airport opened up, and that ice cold wind hits me in the face. I was shaking, and it must have been double digits, and it was sunny because everyone was walking around saying, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the sunshine. And I thought that was the weirdest thing. Coming from South Africa where the sun shines every single day, it was too funny. And then we had snow a few weeks later. It was our first snow here. And I think it was the beginning of April. So normally we don't see a lot of snow in April. We did have some recently, but I'm just wondering, Alberta, I feel like it's always snowing there. Ecuador. Mary, hello, welcome, welcome. So give your brush a good wash. We're done with the big brush. And then we'll wait for everyone to finish. When you're ready to move on, just type in ready, and then we'll move on to the next step. But we'll give you a few minutes. I know that it's fun to blend the background like this and just chill a little bit. I'm glad I went a little darker. I was nervous. My paintings have become very pastel-y these days. I'm working with lots of light colors. So I was wondering if today was going to be a day like that. Ready, I'm enjoying this session. Hi, Carrie, that's awesome. I made it. I made it. I'm so happy for you, Doreen. If you are in the membership, you'll see that there's more paintings in this series. There's a seahorse and a starfish. So there's 3, I think, paintings in there. So there's more. It's got the same background, but more paintings in it. My son works in Panorama Ski Resort, BC, and it's snowing there today. Oh, wow. Thank you, Becky. I guess I'm ready because I will be blending this for the rest of my life. It's so much fun. Oh yes, Carolyn, and the turtle too. Carolyn reminded me. Yes, and I think there's another shell, but I don't think it's the same color scheme. Maybe a separate class. We'll have to go see. But the turtle is cute too. Becky White. Yes, it's fun. Always fun. Hundred people online, so we'll wait for about 10 readies. And if you just sitting there, just kind of move your canvas a little so it can dry. Newfie, Annette, hello. I actually saw your comment about the time just before I went live. So I'm glad you found me. Or just after I went live. My daughter lives in Banff and we went to visit in June. It was 3 and there was still snow. Oh my gosh. I went up to Manning Park in the summer 3 years ago. I did some events working with their marketing team, and we did some events there. And I decided to go up a mountain. And it's summer. I just have summer clothes, and it was snowing on top of the mountain. I know. It's like, isn't this supposed to be summer? Canada, you're weird. Ready, sunny in Lincoln, Illinois. I love that so many of you are ready. We'll give it another minute, and then we'll move on to the jellyfish. It's a new technique. If you haven't done any of the classes, we do this a little differently. We kind of bold it up. Just watching today. That's good. Lots of people are here just to watch. Newbie here from VA, Vancouver. I'm not good with abbreviations. Watching today from ND. That's Kathy. Welcome. Snowy day in Ohio. Yes. All right. I'm going to start talking about the jellyfish. So we're going to use medium-sized brush. I like my this filbert. It's got longer hair than a normal filbert. On here it says Zen, and it's 1/2 inch, but I like this one, so I'm going to use that one. But if you have a flat brush or even a round brush like that, that will also work. You'll just hold it a little different, and you'll figure it out. The more you work with your brushes, the more you get to know them, right? I can do this whole painting with this small brush. Eventually you get to know your brushes, what they can do. And then you can do anything. You just know when I show somewhere, you'll eventually just know, oh, I need that brush or this brush. Anyway, so I'm going to use this one, and you're going to thin out a little bit of white paint with some water, but we don't want it to drip down our canvas. Whenever you work with acrylic paint and water together, you're going to thin out the paint, you're going to add it to your brush, but when you lift your brush and you see a drop and you take it to your canvas, it's going to run down your canvas. And because this is freshly paint, it's going to lift the paint underneath. So when you pick up this paint, you want to make sure that it doesn't have a drop or too much water, because you don't want it running down. If you're painting flat, there's less of a chance of that working, and you can running, and you can work it in. But if you're painting up like this, make sure you don't have a drop at the tip of your brush. Andy is North Dakota. Yay! Minus 36 of snow last week. Wow. Watching will paint tonight. Yay. Okay. All right. So I wet my brush. I'm going to grab a little bit of white paint. It's okay. It's got a little bit of blue in it, but I'm all good with it. So you can see here a little bit of water and some white paint. So if I pick it up, I don't see a drop. So I think I'm good. I'm going to dab a little bit more. So now I just have a wet brush. There's no water on it. It's not making big drops. And then we're going to paint this top part here. You kind of draw it out, and then we're going to start play with color. You'll see that it's very white at the top, but it's not this white when we start off. We're going to come back and do another layer on top. But we're going to draw it out. We're going to play with some white, and then white and blue, and then white and green for this part. Right? It doesn't touch here. That's an open bit right there. This bit is open between the two. See, between the tentacles and that part there, there's a little bit of a spacing there. Right, but we're going to draw this little bit here. And it looks a little bit like a bean almost. So take a deep breath in, and you can make it as puffy as you wanted. You can make 2 or 3 small ones. Like it's up to you. All right, so wet brush. I'm going to start at the top here. I'm going to go like this. I think that is going to be my shape, like that. And then I'm going to do inside, and it's just a curved line like this. See how it looks a little bit like a bean? So that's what you want. Right, so now I'm going to use that wet brush, and I'm going to start playing with the paint that's on there. It's water and paint. It's a really thin layer. See, thin layer. The lights actually make it look much thicker than what it is. And then as I go a little further, I'm grabbing a little bit of that blue that's on my palette. See that color here that got mixed up because of the background? I'm going to use that in here. And then I'm going to go with a little bit of white and green. Don't rush because I'm moving along. Take your time with that. I'm going to bring these together. And it's a really wet brush. Like there's lots of water in here, not a lot of paint. And I kind of just blend it all together like this. See how I go from green and white? So if you're used to painting with a lot of paint, you can still do this with a lot of paint. You just want to move your brush around so the colors can blend together. See the blue coming through because it's so see-through. There's still blue coming through the green, but I just want that green kind of shading there. move your brush around in the shape of the bean for now. Watching this afternoon, will attempt tonight. From Illinois, welcome, welcome. I see a where. I'm not sure what you're, Doreen, where? Patty, welcome, welcome. Love this when I'm writing all over it. Okay. So that's what you're going to get to. It's really light. It doesn't have a lot of color. And while it's still like that, I'm going to start picking up some white so we can get it this bright. So this time I'm drying my brush. Just, it's not very wet, but just on my cloth like that, picking up more white paint. I'm going to do the white outline. And we don't want that hard line there. So now I just move my brush and blend it together. And the reason it's blending is because I used some of that white paint. So you can make this as white as you want it to be. I do want it much lighter on this side. Just keep working the brush. So much whiter at the top here. And actually it printed with a little bit of pink in there. I don't know if you can see it, but if you like pink, you can even add pink. But it's just white. I know it's just white because I painted that. I'm adding more white to the top. So I put my brush down with the white like that. And then when you see the hard line, here you just lightly with the tip of your brush, you just move it around to blend it into the color. More white, and then I blend. Oh, Sissy, you background as long as you want to. You are the best instructor ever. Oh, Denise. Hello from Portland, Oregon. Thank you for that comment. So keep working it. Don't worry about this here yet. We're not there. Just playing with that that background. I mean that white bubble. Sissy is still playing with the background. We're not. She's having a wonderful time. The really great thing is if you start working on this and you're blending away and I'm moving on, just do what you're doing. Because I post the video right after, so you can catch up later. Don't rush. Like when you get into like a flow of doing something, like just do that for today. It's so fun. When you got your little bean, don't worry about these little lines here. You just want it lighter at the top, a little bit more darker green here, and looking like a bean. If you're there, then just type in ready, and then we'll move on. We got some fun stuff coming. I look forward to you every week. Thank you, Linda. Carrie is ready. She's like, bring it on. I'm so ready. Judy is ready. Oh, look who's peeking out over there. It's not done yet, but there's a dolphin. She will be in the membership really soon. Ready, ready. Susan is ready. We'll wait for 2 or 3 more and then I'll move on. Thank you, Emma. My paint is way too wet. Hair dryer. Are you home? Do you have a hair dryer? I have one right here. I keep it close by. This is years ago I paid $8 or $9 for this at Walmart. You can see it's been in the studio for a while. All right, so I'm going to start talking about these little green and white lines that you see there. See those little lines? The most important thing about those is they need to have a slight little curve in them, and I'm going to show you why. If you're doing those little lines and they are straight, so this is your little bubble, if you do them straight, they just look like that. If you have your bubble like that and you do them curved, they make your little jellyfish look more puffy. See the difference between straight and curved lines? So you want to do little curved lines like that. And on this side, you're going to go that way. So they're just a flick of the brush, you put it down right at the edge, and then you do little curved lines. So some of them are a little shorter, some are a little longer. On this one, I just did green and white, but you can do blue, green, and white. So I wet my brush, tap, tap. I'm picking up some blue. Roll my brush. Make sure you don't have a drop forming. There's not too much water in there. And then I'm going to go and right on this mark here, I put my brush and I do little flicks with the brush. And you can practice on your palette or there. Just little flicked lines. That one's a little wonky, but that's okay. Like that. So do them maybe 2 or 3 close together and then spread out. I'm going to change colors. Some green ones. Wet my brush again. Roll into the paint. So it's like you're thinning out the paint. So water and green paint. My green is a little see-through. I'm going to add a little bit of blue with it so that it's a little darker. And then I'm going to do some green ones, put it down, and then flick. Some short ones, some longer ones, and then I'm going to do some white ones on top of that. So green, blue, and then do some white ones. And here's the photo close by. Like eyelashes. There you go, like eyelashes. I love that. I painted the first wine bottle yesterday. I was bored. I loved it. I love it. Rolling my brush in white paint, getting all the bristles back together, just the tip of the brush. When you push down, you'll get thicker lines. If that's just your style, then that's good. I like kind of thinner lines, playing with the white and the blue and the green. Like that. I painted over some of my green ones, so I want to bring some back. I just forgot. I just got home. I will try get you on YouTube later. I will be there. Thinking of doing different colors, yellow, orange, red. What is everyone else doing? That is a good question. Joe wants to know what everyone else is doing. I love the idea of playing with different colors. I love bringing purple into this painting. The purple and the blue looks so good together, but you can do all the colors. Someone did it the other day. She did the lines of different colors, but then she added dots on top and then dots with different colors in the tentacles. So that's cool too. All right, so while you're on your tiny brush and with these colors, we're going to start playing with all these tentacles that go down. And you'll see that they are in like little lines. Some of them are brighter, some of them are darker. Don't worry about the big white ones and these ones. We'll do them much later. So you are just going to play with some blue, some green, and like a light blue in the background. So I'm going to use all these colors that I have on my palette here. Maybe a little darker blue. Roll my brush in it. They are longer down the middle and a little bit shorter on the side. And they don't touch at the top. They're a little distance away. So I just drag my brush, hold it a little further back so you can be loose with your hand. Blue, green, mix up some of the blues and the greens. So play with those colors that was created when you painted the background. But you want it a little bit darker, some of them a little lighter. See how, and they're all kind of going this way, but they have a little bit of a squiggle in them, right? And some of them kind of disappear. They don't have to go all the way down. Some of them are shorter. They're all squiggling, but they're starting here, staying together, and then kind of at the bottom, you kind of bring them out a little bit more. I'm going to go with a lighter blue. Maybe here, so, and kind of start under your little bean. Oh, did you see? I started this one here because not everything's visible. We're not going to see everything. It kind of moves around, and whatever the light catches, we're going to see. Can you see those? Let's make some more. Let's do some more up here. Kind of fill it up. They're not all the same length. Don't forget to breathe. If you're finding it hard to work with a brush, some of us just want to go really thick. Try and be loose with the brush. As soon as it touches the canvas, then you start dragging it out. It's almost like it's resting on the canvas. See how I'm putting it down? It's resting, and then I drag it. And this is pushing. So try and make it rest on the canvas. So as soon as the bristles bend over, and then you drag it. Right. The other way, if you're finding it hard to do the thin lines, doing it that way, have your hand down, your pinky, and then kind of drag your hand like that. The issue is if you have lots of lines, you're not, if you start working here, you're going to drag through your lines. But there's different ways, but you're going to have to figure out what works for you. For your hand, our hands don't work the same. So I'm going to put it down where I want it and then kind of drag. Put it down. It's like it's resting on the canvas and I'm just guiding it. Do a little bit more green up here. I like the idea of having some green ones. On this one, I seem to have a lot of blue here and there, some green in the back. Do some lighter ones in the back there. Don't forget to breathe. See how I have them a little closer here and then they start going out. And at the top, just to fill it up, I'm just gonna kind of, they don't have to be that long. I did a lot of light ones. I'm going to bring in some darker color again to the top. You guys breathing? I'm in the middle of my portrait and I've replayed the videos so much that I feel like we are old friends. Oh, Nicole, that's awesome. You're such a great teacher, Frida. Thank you so much. Nicole, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. That Paint Your Pet portrait is a favorite. I love that so many people are getting to paint their pets. Blue-green background with the red, orange tentacles. Cheryl, I can't wait to see. I hope you share with us your painting. I love that color, those colors. I want to do this, but I miss her already. And now I'm just watching. Oh, Teresa, I hope you get to do this. I always need to breathe when you say it. Me too, Carrie. All right. So while you're doing this, we're going to start adding more of, see how it looks really dark? We need it bright like that. So we're going to start adding in more white paint. So you can always come back when we start adding the white. The rest of the painting is just going to be this brush and lots of white paint. So make sure you have enough white on your palette. We're going to do all the white, and then if you see you need more darker colors, you can come back and add them in. But you need your round brush and lots of white paint. I'm thinking my jellyfish will be yellow. Oh, I like that. Like a light, like a pastel yellow. Love the pig. I know your pig, and your pig was so cute. I just love it. I love that you eventually posted it with the note eventually. Just watching while I'm in my office. We'll try and paint after home. That's awesome. Interesting. It seems in all the paintings that you can be doing wrong. But keep going. And there is always a point where it comes together. I love it. Patty their ears. And that's why I like acrylic paints, because you can just paint over it. You can just work it a little more. And sometimes what you think is wrong works for you. It kind of adds to the painting. All right, so I'm going to fill my brush with lots of white paint, a little bit of water, and then go into the white paint. Roll, roll, roll. Maybe I have a little too much blue here. Good brush. White paint. Roll my brush so I have lots of paint in between the bristles. If you're trying to paint thin lines, these thin lines with almost no paint on there, it's really hard because you're going to run out of paint and then you have to go again, so you have to retrace the line. If you fill up the brush, just use the tip. It's like it's sucking the paint from the brush. So if you have, I have these little brushes, these ones with the long hair. To paint with those, the reason they are so long and have this much hair is so you can fill it up and you can do longer lines. If you look at people that do calligraphy or signboards, they sometimes have brushes with hair this long because they can just drag it out. So I would never fill up a brush with just paint at the tip of the brush. There's always the whole brush is covered and then you just use the tip. Right. So to add more white, I am going to redo this white line here. By now this is dry, so the white paint will stand out a little bit more. Redo, and then when I get to the bottom here, I'm going to give it a little bit of a curly like that. See where this comes in? And you can do one or two more of those. I'm going to go in here and give it another curly like that. And that's where we can start doing some of those thicker, more brighter white tentacles. And sometimes I also bring some of them, just start at the bottom, because it kind of goes behind all of that and then it comes to the front again. I'm starting up here, doing lots of white paint, making it really pop this time, and my little curly. A little curly. And let's do another one. That's a little weird, but I like it. I like that these are a little longer than those. It's all grown up now. And if you feel you want to make the top of your jelly even more white, you can do that. I'm just going to go in with this brush and do it. So put the white paint down, wash my brush, and then just kind of blend. And it still has all that water in the brush. So it just washes over the color that I have there. I got a little dent, but that's okay. This one's much wider than this one. And you'll see that on here. See how the white paint here is a little see-through? Could be from the water. I would just go back and just do another coat of white on top, just so that it pops out a little bit more. So if you're finding that your white is not bright enough and you really want it to stand out, let it dry a little bit and go back and do a second coat. That's fun, right? You guys ready for bubbles? I'm watching you on my phone and TV. I didn't know the reason why people always instructed to load paint in the brush until you just explain it to me, right? Yeah, load it up and then just use whatever you want on the brush. Even fan brushes. I saw the other day someone just put the tip of their brush and then they try and do grass, and it just forms these interesting little short brush strokes. But wet your brush, load it up with lots of paint, and you can do if you're doing darker grass, you can do the green, like really dark, load it up, do some brush strokes, don't wash your brush, pick up the yellow paint, go on top of the green, and they'll blend together, but load up the brush a lot. Like lots of paint. You just use the tip of the brush, but it sucks it out, and eventually you bring that green to the yellow, and it's fabulous, but not a dry brush. Wow, this came together so quickly. I know. This painting is really fast. It's ridiculous. All right, doing bubbles. And if you are not at the bubbles, you're still doing tentacles, or I don't know, Sissy, are you still on the background? Just Mason. Take your time. So doing the bubbles, I do a circle. My hand's a little shaky, so I'm not sure how it will come out, but the instructions are very simple. When I've shown you many times, when you push down with your brush, you get thicker lines, and the tip of the brush will give you thin lines. So I'm going to do a circle here. You go tip of the brush, and as I go to the top, I push down, there's a thicker line, and then I lift my hand again so that it's a thinner line at the bottom. Right, so normal round brush, and then I Normally just a little bit of a highlight, so maybe a little curved line there and a short one here. That's how I do my little bubbles. So yours might be a little bit more round than mine. I'm going to do another one. So tip of the brush. When I get to the top, I push down, and as I go down to the bottom, I lift my hand again so that it's a little thinner at the bottom. A little highlight here, a longer line, and then maybe a short little curved one at the top there. Let's do like 3 together here. Push a little lighter, load up my brush again. Twirling it, I twirl it on the, I kind of twirl it like that on the palette so that all the bristles come together. So push down in here and then kind of twirl it so all the bristles come together and you have your tip again. When they're tiny, I don't push down with the brush that much, just 3 little circles and then a little highlight, a short line and a longer one. That's my 3 little bubbles. And you can do as many as you want to. Oh, and if you want to have bubbles that look like they're further away, you just use a lighter blue. So having them bright white, they're close to you, but having them in a different color, they look like they're a little further away. And you can play like that, having little bubbles everywhere. And that, my friends, are you painting for today? Ceci says yes, she's still on the background. So that is just a huge signature. That's how I used to sign my my paintings. Lots of people are like, what's that thing at the bottom? It's just my signature. Oh, you couldn't see it anyway. But it's just the signature. Can't wait to do this. You'll have fun, Denise. So that's your paint class for today. So actually, I will leave this painting on a little bit longer. I will leave it on Facebook a little bit longer. I know that there's a lot of people who want to paint this one. This is one of the first paintings I ever did for paint nights. And it's really easy to do. And there's more in the series. If you want to see them, I'll see if I can find the link for them and I'll post them. I think it's up for sale. It's one of the first ones I ever uploaded. I better go check if it's still available. Karen says it is, but I'll go have a look. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. If you're new here, I take a little selfie and I post it onto my Facebook page. So you're welcome to come and see what everyone else has done. Please come and share yours, tell your story. If you're adding things to it, we can't wait to see. And then I'll see you next week. Thank you. Take care.